The language of the markets, the vocabulary of an evolving industry. Complex, unique, insular, yet a vital part of regional, national, and global economies. As an international center for finance, Chicago and its markets have undergone momentous change.
Well, if you travel all over the world, and you mentioned futures and options in particular, people know that Chicago really is Mecca.
With companies operating cross borders and cross cultures, there is a great need to understand that this is a world business community that we're all dealing in.
The product mix has exploded, becoming more complex than ever. Volume has soared. The competition intensifies, while the rate of change continues to accelerate.
The competition is going to be between those people who have the correct quantitative skills, those people who have the correct interpersonal skills, and those people who are driven.
We have markets that are very complicated in the directions in which they move, and one really has to understand higher mathematics to understand the movements of the markets.
Chicago remains at the forefront with its wealth of talent, an abundance of highly skilled market professionals, from traders to bankers, researchers, and back office staff. But maintaining a leadership role calls for building upon strength with a commitment to education.
I think you got to go a step further than just knowing how to be on the floor in the exchange, or to know how to trade, or to know how to make money. You need education.
I didn't have any financial markets experience as far as educational background, and that is what I was looking for.
Those who belong to the financial services community must be able to capitalize on change, to lead change by learning.
I run a brokerage company, and I want all of the people in my company that have any contact with customers to be courteous, efficient, accurate, informed, and well informed about the world about them.
So we really focus on how corporations use the financial markets, pension managers, and those type of people use the financial markets to manage their risk.
Beyond words and gestures, understanding the intricacies of the financial markets and seizing the opportunities they offer requires a sound education, fundamentals to fine points.
There is a certain reward to seeing students get a hold of ideas that may have taken you several years to struggle with. And if you can transfer that knowledge, that is a particularly rewarding moment.
Upholding a legacy of bold thinking and initiative, Chicago's financial community and Illinois Institute of Technology have created a new resource, a viable product, as innovative as the markets themselves. FMT, teaching the markets. Industry experts have shown their support for FMT not merely by endorsing the curriculum, but by hands-on involvement, teaching.
Being trained also in physics, I don't look at options as if they are options. I look at them like a mathematical object. Indeed, it is a heat equation, which is very well known in physics, and we call it diffusion equation, and we solve it left and right. So when I'm doing these things, I'm thinking of physics, not options. I'm not thinking of money. I'm actually thinking of something moving through a barrier left to right, and I've solved this problem. And now, once I'm done, I transform everything back to the financial context.
The Financial Markets and Trading Program is able to keep up with changes because the curriculum is dynamic. By bringing in people from the markets and teaching as a team in the different classes, there's always a balance. And in fact, if there's something new happening, a new product structure, a new trend, an abrupt change in a yield curve that causes things to work that didn't work yesterday, we have people in here who are abreast of that immediately and who keep the students up to date.
Well, I think the biggest thing I really enjoy is being able to bridge the gap between traditional academics and how it really works in the real world. So I get a lot of gratification out of being able to give them real-world examples, case problems that are based on real financial situations that we've dealt with at my company and really see them understand those things and be able to apply the academics to the real case problems.
One mission of the FMT program is to increase the diversity of the financial workforce. Education is the key to success for those who have traditionally been underrepresented in the industry.
The opportunities that the FMT program affords people from every walk of life, every color and creed, every economic background is enormous.
I think that this program is definitely opening doors for a lot of people who wouldn't otherwise have had access to the market because, first of all, it gives them the academic base and gives them the credentials to go into that environment. And I think that obviously that's the #1 priority.
Recognizing the importance of the markets to the city, leaders of the financial community sought to enhance a highly trained workforce from the ground up.
There was a time when a degree in business or finance, whether undergraduate or graduate, was almost viewed by us and by others in the marketplace as a negative in a prospective candidate. Because the perception was, right or wrong, the education did not prepare people for the actual job. And so I think that one thing the program has done is close the gap between the educational process and the actual workplace.
Clark Heston and Jack Wing in particular have used their contacts in the market to call on a variety of people who not only are experts in what they do, but have an interest in teaching these sorts of skills to others. And they've done a very good job in getting us all interested in what IIT is trying to do for the city of Chicago as well as for IIT in the development of this program.
For businesses to stay competitive, their employees must understand the interrelationships between the world's equities, fixed income, currencies, and commodities markets, including derivatives like swaps, forwards, options, and futures. The financial community must manage and master the new market complexities through the transfer of knowledge, education for future success.
From the start of the program, I was really frustrated with myself because I didn't know as much as I thought I should know about the markets. And now it's gotten to the point where I'm confident that I can learn or do know pretty much anything in the industry. And I'm very satisfied with that.
There's a lot of people that never understand the value of a futures contract, but yet are very successful futures traders. I mean, that's terrific for them. But I needed to know, why a contract was priced this way. I wanted to understand, why a pension fund would want to use a product here. Why mutual funds want to trade this product. Why a manager is interested in our markets. And that was the reason I joined the program.
It's exposed me to different segments of the financial markets. There are different parts that I never knew existed, and now it opens up options and different things I might want to do later on in my career.
Today, foreign exchange is the world's largest over-the-counter market with a daily trading volume of approximately $800 billion. Interest rate and currency swaps have reached an annual total of nearly $4 trillion US. In 1 year, just one of Chicago's exchanges will record a value of $85 trillion in shares and contracts traded. The business of finance has changed forever.
The financial well-being of any company today depends to some extent on its ability to manage its risks, however defined. Financial risk is one of the primary forms that takes, and the diversity of instruments today that are available to manage those risks and the conceptual framework within which to manage those risks has changed and developed and broadened, and it is certainly in everyone's best interest, whether one's involved in whether one's employed by a financial institution or not. It's in their best interest to understand how these markets work, how they can be put to use for the betterment of the firm.
One night we had one of the leading academics talking about the curvature or convexity in a forward contract and what the ramification is for that for hedging a forward contract with a futures contract. We went right out to the to the idiot fringe of academic knowledge. And two of the students in the classroom said, that's great, there's only one problem. You cannot get that trade executed in the marketplace. So we've gone right out to the fringe, and then we brought it right back to, okay, how do we accommodate that theory within the practical limitations of the marketplace? You can't do that at a typical MBA program.
While the FMT program was designed to augment the quality of Chicago's financial workforce, the beneficiaries of the program may be found well beyond the city's borders.
I would hope that many of the international businesses that are present in our community might find it worthwhile to bring people in here for an extended period of time and avail themselves of the program. And when they're doing that, they have the benefit of drawing from a lot of the institutions that are in the area at the same time.
And they'll get experience not just in the office where they're working, but by associating with the rest of the students in the program who work in all the other affiliated industries and businesses in Chicago.
Ideally, I'd really like to take the course to New York and London. I just feel Chicago's one thing, and here we are, and we're in the murk. But there are many other exchanges, and there are many other parts of the world, and everyone could benefit.
IIT's Financial Markets and Trading program offers more than a degree in finance, economics, or accounting. It provides applied, real-world knowledge designed for immediate use.
In the modeling class I'm taking now, we're going through the Black-Scholes model, and we're going through all the different variations of options on futures, options on stock, options on currency, and plus we will be going into pricing options for American style, so that will really help solidify that type of knowledge.
One weakness I had when I entered the program was in mathematics, and through the 3 math courses and hopefully through the modeling course, I'll be able to strengthen my mathematical ability up to standards.
We had a group project where we had to suggest to a corporate treasurer some strategies for hedging some risk, and all those different strategies, the different members in my group had expertise in their own little areas, so they were able to share their piece of the knowledge.
Something is coming down the information superhighway right now that we don't know about, but that's going to affect us all. The fact that you're in a program that is going to give you a heads-up start on that is a hedge.
I don't think there are too many secrets in this world that we live in, and that which we know certainly can be obtained from many other people, and I think that the advantage of having experts from a variety of areas within our business sharing their expertise is just a very intelligent way of imparting the information, and I don't look at it as much as sharing secrets, because if people are willing to dig, they're there anyway.
I think those of us who employ people who are in the program are finding that it suits them. It's training the people to do the things we need to get done.
New information, knowledge, and education. They're today's prerequisite to success in the financial markets. Explosive product growth, incessant change, emerging opportunities. Today's markets have become interdependent, creating the need for a broad base of knowledge among those who work within the financial industry. Chicago's financial workforce has long been known for its high level of experience, which can now be further strengthened with unparalleled formal training. Offering a disciplined approach to the transfer of knowledge, an educational standard, and a tool to master change. FMT, teaching the market.